So this is the Winston's tie-dye kit, and I've never made tie-dye, but my son needs a tie-dye shirt. So some of his friends are coming over and we're gonna try it out. I hope it goes well. But this is a kit I got from Amazon. These are the things that they have, and like some, I guess, project ideas. I only thought of shirts, but yeah, you could do like pillowcases, bags, shoelaces, I think they said, hats, even shoes. I don't know. So the bottles are about this size and they come with the powder in it already. And what I liked about this kit is that it comes with like extra dye for each of the colors. So you're kind of getting like 2 for 1 with this one. Comes with rubber bands. How much? It says 40 rubber bands and 8 gloves. So we're gonna try it out, and a instruction sheet. So it shows you how to fold the shirts and do the rubber bands. It also has some tips. I don't know if you can read this. It might be backwards. One thing though, I've been trying to look up how to do tie-dye, and it says to add water and then apply dye, wrap and let set for 6 to 8 hours and then rinse. From what I gather, if you want a stronger color, you can fill the bottles up, not all the way to the top, maybe like halfway, if you want a more stronger or vibrant color. Also, you need to, I guess, wet the shirts. So we're gonna be doing this outside, so I have all my things in here and then like a big thing of water. But you gotta wet the shirts and then wring it out. You just want it kind of like damp so that when you put the colors on, it doesn't blob together. It kind of spreads because those shirts already wet. Otherwise, I guess the colors will kind of like a paper towel, right? So you put it on a paper towel, it'll kind of stay in one spot and kind of bleed out, but if it's already wet, it'll bleed out even more. I wasn't sure about that just because I thought maybe it's gonna make the colors a little watered down, but we'll see. I think it's better to have a nice spread of the dye versus stronger color if you had to choose. I think this is what it kind of will look like if you don't put the water. If you see how there's white spot sections versus like spread, like say like something like that. So totally up to you. That's what we're gonna do. Okay, some other things I'm taking outside with me are, of course, the shirts, 100% cotton, already pre-washed. Taking out these wire racks and these trays. I have like art trays. So you put that on the rack and you do your shirt on top so that the excess dye falls to the tray instead of pooling up in your shirt and mixing colors. From what I gather, you don't want to mix non-primary colors because like purple and yellow will make brown, green and red will make brown. So unless you want brown, you kind of don't want to mix secondary colors. I'm gonna bring extra gloves and Ziploc bags and stretch wrap or cling wrap. When you're done with the shirts, they do have to stay wet. So they say to put it in cling wrap, I guess, so those colors don't blend. And I'm also gonna put it in a Ziploc so that the kids can take it home. But if you just throw in a Ziploc and the shirt kind of like touches each other, the colors will like transfer. So we're gonna do cling wrap and then Ziploc bags and baby wipes for any messes. Hope it goes well and the kids like their shirts. Hi, so today is next day and I'm in the laundry room because we're gonna rinse the shirts out, but I didn't get to take that much footage of us actually putting the dye on the shirts because it was kind of hectic, even with like the adults helping me that were at our party. Just getting them situated and trying to get the dye like not all over everyone's clothes was a little difficult, so they did need a lot of help. So just FYI if you're doing it for a party. And also some tips. These gloves are not that good. The ones that come with the kit, if you have like the regular, I get these at Costco size, this nitro something gloves. These are way better and easier for the kids to like work with. One thing also, after you fill the water up, I filled it up to like here, I don't know, and you just shake it up. It was super easy to do. But one thing is when you open the bottles up, so the kids with these gloves, they had a hard time opening the bottle, so we had to open it. But then some of the dye would like pop out because I guess the pressure or something. So yeah, and then when I opened one and it got on like a kid's sleeve, I'm like, oh no, and they had to like run to the pool and like rinse it off because it would totally stain. So that's another thing. Also, I think we made about 17 shirts or something. And okay, so I bought 2 kits. So I could have 2 stations and so it wouldn't take super long. And each of the kits came with extra packs of dye for each of the color. So for about 17 shirts, I didn't use any of the extra dye. So I really used only 1 kit. So you can just do it with 1 kit and that's totally fine. I also wetted the shirts first, wrung it out, and then they put the rubber bands over however they folded their shirt. And we're gonna see how that turned out because it doesn't say to do that in the instructions. But from all the other videos and stuff that I watched, it said to wet the shirt first. So that'll be interesting. Oh, baby wipes were key. Like if they got the dye on their gloves or something or on the table, like you could wipe it off easily. And also I had the racks, the drying racks, and between each child I wiped it down because even though the dye would soak through, some of the dye was on top of the rack and that would go onto the other shirt, and if it wasn't the same color, you know, it would leave a mark. So wiping down after each child, I think overall they had fun, as much fun as they could have doing this art project. So yeah, afterwards I just washed out all the containers and I can save them for next time when I use up all the refill packets. So now I'm gonna go ahead and rinse the shirts and wash them. So I'll do this one first because it was kind of leaking at the side. I'm just gonna keep a bag open for the rubber bands, and I'm wearing gloves just in case. I don't want my hands to get all like messed up, and also for all the trash. I'm also wearing black just in case the ink splatters. Ooh, okay. So this is the one I made for myself. It was pink, purple, and red with the spiral on the bottom. Might take a while. Overall, I like the design though, but yeah, for the water to be clear, I think it's gonna take a while, and I don't have that much space on my phone, so I'll just show you every time I open it and then when I rinse it, but I won't film the whole thing. Okay, so this is my son's one that he made, and he rolled his own shirt. He did the scrunch method, I think because it was the easiest. So, taking off the rubber bands. You could reuse the rubber bands if you want, I guess, if you want to rinse it off. And this is what his looks like before washing. And yeah, it actually looks really nice. I'm surprised. Actually, maybe he tried to spiral it, but it looks scrunched. So now I'm going to rinse this off. I have 6 shirts, so I'm going to show you a lot of different ones. Okay, this is my younger son's one. He's 8, and he also colored it himself. I think maybe I will recycle the rubber bands because it's a lot of rubber bands. So he used a lot of dye, and it actually came out super cute too. It's the spiral. And the cotton shirts actually rinse out pretty well. or faster. The first shirt I had was like a really thick, like women's shirt kind of cotton, so that one took a long time. But these, like, what is this, what brand? I use Gildan heavy cotton shirts. These are rinsing out quicker, even though there's like so much dye in it. Okay, this is my husband's shirt that he made. He did blue and yellow only. And he used, I don't know if he used a cotton shirt. Is it? Okay, yeah. It's a Pair of Thieves Target cotton shirt. And it turned out actually pretty cool. It looks like this. I think he just scrunched it up. So this would be a scrunch method type of design. A lot of white space, but that's cool. And he used dark blue and yellow, so it's kind of green. Okay, so I made this one, and this is the stripe, I guess, method, where I fanned it out and then folded it like a, I guess, fan fold, you call it. This one, I think the rubber bands are harder to get off, so that's why some people would cut it, but I didn't actually make it that tight. I think the tighter you make the rubber bands, the more white space you'll have. So this one I used a lot of dye because it was the last shirt, and I just like tried to use up all the leftovers. But yeah, it came out super colorful. Not much white space though, but definitely rainbow. Okay, so finally for my last one, my younger son did a striped one also. And he put a ton of dye. So let's see. This one I would like, probably would want to cut the rubber bands because it's kind of hard to get all the rubber bands off. And you're kind of flinging dye on yourself, possibly. He did a lot of mixing of colors with this one, so I'm curious to see how it's going to turn out. So yeah, if they mix like purple and orange and stuff, it did turn kind of a brown right away. Hopefully when you rinse it out, like it'll be not so brown. And yeah, definitely wear gloves while rinsing and wear a black shirt or something you don't mind getting dye on. It's like almost impossible not to get some dye on you from this process. Like this one is like dripping blue still. So this one is super saturated. Very nice still though. I do like the stripe design. But yeah, this one's like dripping blue right now. So after I wash these, I will have them try them on and you can see the result. Okay, so after it rinsed out, even the brown parts are not that bad because some of it came out. So yeah, now I'm going to throw these in the wash and dry it, and I'll have the kids, I guess, show you what it looks like. So now I'm gonna wash the shirts. I have it all in there. I have some things that I don't really care about if it gets stained or not. I'm gonna do a warm wash. It says to do hot, but I don't know if it needs hot. And deep fill so that there's extra water in there for the dye to come out. And yeah,